Hello, fellow geeks and citizens. I am Geekier Gamer, and while this is my first Minecraft YouTube series, I have played modded Minecraft for many years. Join me as I seek to build efficient machines and leverage my tech know how and problem solving skills. Welcome to Techopolis 3.
All right, so many of you have probably tried this pack or tried a similar pack to the Skyblock pack. So once we're over the void, that's a feature of the Skyblock. I like that this pack let me choose a different starter island versus the regular L-shaped island. Very nice. The L-shaped island, I always lost my saplings, so very happy to see this. So for those of you who have not played this pack or seen any other videos on it, this is a quest pack. There are a lot of quest packs out there. They're my favorite. They give you kind of a focus. They give you a technology tree. They make you work for it. And here is our quest map, our tech map for this series. It's going to start with a bunch of information. I'm just going to click through this, but you should definitely look at these yourself. I've looked at this a few times. A couple interesting things. No mobs. No mobs spawn in this world. I actually like that. No traders, no wandering traders. Oh my gosh, the wandering traders. Every series I've played, wandering traders just show up and are so annoying. So two of the things I dislike the most, automatically gone. You can use shaders if you want. I am not going to use shaders in this first series, but maybe down the line. And something else that's worthy of note is there we go. Chapter complete. As I work through this experience of Minecraft YouTubing, I do have some friends who record, and hopefully I'll start a second series here very, very soon. Maybe do at the same time where there's an opportunity for collaboration and shenanigans. So, all right, so that was the first chapter, and now we can move on to dirt. So, let's see. I think I probably looked at the graphs already. Nope, let's see. Yep. So here, let's see. I get to get some tech bucks. Tech bucks will come into play later. There's a catalog. I believe it's down here. Yep, catalog where we can buy some things using those tech blocks. And there is one item I'm going to buy right away, and I'll show that to you. And we get to pick some colored saplings. Now, I happen to know that the cutter, the stone cutter, is going to let us change colors for woods, but unfortunately, dark oak does not let me do that, only oak. So I'm going to go ahead and pick colors that I want to build with. I like cyan, and where's the white? And the white. I do have a plan in my head for what this base is going to look like. I've done a modded series before that. It was heavily technical, like this one's going to be. And I think some sort of floating city, like a cloud city, if you're a Star Wars fan, might be appropriate to a Techopolis style thing. So we got a ways to go. I got to be able to build up the resources. I got to get to the point where I have the different building blocks. But in the meantime, that's a plan. All right, so we're going to need to get a resource curio. And the resource curio is then going to let us break dirt, and it will drop stuff for us. So we'll go ahead and click on these. We're going to get some bone meal and twigs. Let's see. Sapling grower. If you've not used a pack that has a sapling grower, this is a must. This replaces the kind of twerk to grow feature if you've used a pack that has that. And then we can always make oak saplings with twigs and sticks. So oak is not far away. All right, there we go. So those are the beginning things. We need to get that resource curio, and I happen to know that it's a piece of dirt crafted into the resource curio. And then we can click here and put our curio in a charm slot. Now, let's see. That was grass, but when I break dirt, look at that. I get resources. Oh, look at that. It's going to get dark already. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So let's do this as fast as we can, and we may have to work a little bit through the dark. Let's see. If we get enough materials, I can jump ahead and get some charcoal real fast, and then we'll nope, not gonna happen. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give it a pause, and we're gonna be right back after the sun is shining again. All right, we're back. Well, I was not just sitting here waiting for the sun to come up. I went ahead and broke lots of dirt over and over and over to get us some supplies. So that completed our twigs and our rocks quests. And now we can take a twig and we can put it in here and we can make a stick. And I'm going to go ahead and just go right ahead and make 2 of those because I bet you I'm going to be crafting something pretty quick. Oh, I needed 4 because I'm going to make a plank. There we go. So they're just showing us we can do that. Now, the funny thing is, we'll probably never do that again. Oh, well, wonderful. Rain. So, because we have trees. So why would I do that? I would just make trees. So I'm going to go ahead and break this tree. Let's see. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to lose the saplings, and there's ways to overcome that. So there we go. Got a nice crafting table. Let's see here. Shears. Shears will get us leaves, but that's not actually what we want. We want saplings. Let's see. 3, 4. If you've played modded Minecraft before, you'll know about the crook. The crook will let us break leaves and get a higher chance to get saplings. So I'm going to do that real quick on this tree so I can make sure I get plenty of saplings. There we go. And then I'll just break this here real quick, even though we're getting ready to make some tools. Go ahead and break it real quick. And it'll probably be the last time I use magenta. It's not really my color, but that's okay. All right. So in our quest line, see, I could have made the axe. An axe is one of the things we need to make. Now these rocks, you could just put them in here and they become cobblestone. I'm gonna go ahead and do that with all of this because they're really useless as rocks. All right. So then I can get some more sticks and go ahead and make a axe. I'm going to go ahead and grow. Whoops. Oh, hold on. I got to make a sapling grower. Sapling grower is 2 sticks and a bone meal. There we go. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and put down the white one, and I'm going to grow it. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy axe. And when you break one log of it, it breaks the whole tree. That's really nifty. All right. Rain. Okay, shears were on that list. Let's see here. If I get some planks, can I make shears? Yep, I can make shears. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 pairs of shears. I don't know how many I'm going to need. Put that on the tree, grow it, and shear it. So leaves are going to be a resource that let us do a few things. One is, and which we'll do here momentarily, is make string. So by combining some leaves, we make leafy string, and then that'll let us make wool, which will let us make a bed, and then we won't have to kind of take a break during nighttime. The other thing we can make with leaves is dirt. So, which will be a key ingredient as we begin our factory build, because it is the only way to make dirt throughout the pack that I'm aware of. If we look in the JEI here, we go to dirt, we click on dirt, leaves. Leaves make dirt. Let's see here, intrepidity, well, nope. Right click on a block, nope. And, oh, look here, way down the path, we could use biomass to create dirt from sand. There's no way we're doing that anytime soon. So, leaves it is. All right, so we've got the leaves. We can make some string. We're going to need a bunch of string because we're going to need to be able to make 3 pieces of wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, one more. There we go. Put it in always make sure you put stuff in your inventory or it will not give you credit for the achievement. And now we can create wool. 1, 2, 3, put it in my inventory. All right, and then we can make a bed. No more long nights. All right, put the bed down. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, spawn point set. All right, so that completes that that section. And by the way, you'll notice how I have a bunch of these that I have not collected the tech bucks for. there's a button up here that lets you collect all your rewards and get them all at once. And then you don't have to click on each of them individually. Okay, so it looks like we need to make a chest to move forward. So let's go ahead and make a chest, which is great. Get some of this stuff out of my inventory. Notice it doesn't make color chests. It's a little bummer, but no color chests for us. I'll get some of this stuff out of my inventory. All right, so chest, and then we can go into this whole concept of converting cobble to gravel to sand, cooking up trees to make charcoal, and these are the ways we're going to be doing things until we get into, I believe it's not hot stone, I believe it's melting, where we get to start to build miners. So until then, this is a wholly manual process. So this is how we'll be getting our resources for the near future. Big crafting components for us, and this is just setting up the stage here, are wooden gears and wooden hoppers. And we're going to need a lot of wood to make those. So I'm going to wait on those for the minute, and we're going to go make a regular. We'll probably need to grow a sapling, get some wood. There we go. All right. So we need to make a pickaxe, and I happen to know I'm going to need 2 of them. So let's go ahead and get some more sticks. Here we go. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's because the stone cutter also requires a pickaxe to make. So there we go. I'll just go ahead and do that because I know that's the next quest. I'll put this down. And this, like I said, if I put oak planks in here, let me go to any color. Unfortunately, I don't believe that's the same for the rest of these. Like if I put the white ones in here, I can't put the white ones in there. So, which is fine. It's just the way it is. All right. So now we need to go into compressed cobble, which we should have enough to do this. So let me make some more sticks. And then let's make some compressed cobble. We're actually going to need 4 of them. Put them in our inventory so we get the achievement. And then the 2 tools we need to make are the hammer and the stone excavator. Or I'm sorry, the shovel. So let's see here. So here's the hammer, and here's the stone excavator. All right. Now here's the interesting thing about the excavator. Notice here I can now dig in a 3x3, and the same thing goes for the hammer. Would now let me break in a 3x3. So if I do this, boom, I get cobblestone. But alternatively, if you right-click on your cobble, this is how we make gravel. So the nice thing is you just equip it in your offhand, and you just sit here and you just do a whole stack, and you get your resource. So I will doing a bit of that off of camera to build up some resources. But for the meantime, we'll do a little bit here to get us started. I want to be able to get a stack of sand and a stack of gravel. So do one more stack of gravel so we can make some sand. Yeah. All right. And then one more time to get us a stack of sand. There we go. Moving a little forward gets rid of that placement noise, which I very much appreciate. All right. So here comes the sand. So the next thing we need to make, let's see here, what's this? Faster resources. So by right-clicking, yep, this tells us basically what I showed you. Check that off. All right. Furnace. So I'm going to make probably 6 of these. I happen to know that I'm going to want to set up some furnace arrays, but just to, I'll start with 4 of them. I can go higher, right? Here we go. And nighttime, Finally, let's sleep. So what I'm going to want to do is cook up some charcoal because that's the next quest, and there's some things we need it for. It's also going to be the way we get to smooth stone, and we need to be able to cook up our cobble to get to smooth stone, which is necessary to start the next chapter. So we're very close to the end of this chapter. Let's take a look what it takes. Yeah, so we need to create some stones so we can make the catalog. So we need to really start cooking some stuff. And to do that, I need to get a little bit of wood. Let's see here. Let's throw my sapling down. And let's do this intelligently in my toolbar. Grow, break. Place, grow, break. And this is how I recommend you do your early until we get to miners. This is really, or to cloches, to cloches, which is the next chapter. This is the way. This is the way. All right, that gave us a little bit of resources. Let's take a look here. We're going to just start with these white planks, and we'll start cooking some. And I'll put a plank here and start cooking some. And we need charcoal. And like I said, the charcoal is going to get us down the path to our next piece here. We need a piece of we need charcoal, and then we need mini charcoal, and then we need torches, and that will complete our chapter. Oh well, other than our gears. And we need some cookstone. Once I get some charcoal, well, I guess that's why the cooking we can be double tasking it here. Now I'm going to need to do a lot of tree growing to get, in fact, I'm going to probably want to do a lot of tree growing with oak because there's a chance oak can, let me think, how do I do this? Oak, let me look up the oak sapling. Oak can create a much bigger tree if we're lucky. So let's see. Oh, I was close. There we go. Get us an elk sapling and get our crook out. Put down this oak sapling. Grow it. These. There we go. Got a bunch. Chop it down. All right. So our initial charcoal is ready. Let me make some more planks. Fill these up. All right. Let's make ourselves one set of torches to get that thing. Let's make a stack of mini coal. And now, if you're not familiar with mini coal lets you cook items, but it's only going to burn one coal. So, like, what I'm doing here is severely inefficient. All right, if it gets to the last plank or last piece of coal, and it goes to cook it, and there's not enough things to cook, it will waste that resource. And mini coal is a way of not doing so. So this keeps you from wasting your materials. Alrighty. So that brings us to the catalog. Let's go ahead and cook up 8 stone. And that will get us what we need for the catalog. I'm going to throw down an oak sapling while we're waiting. And this is something you're just going to need to do throughout your playthrough is as you're cooking stuff and as you're sitting around, think about base design and break wood or break cobble or make cobble, by breaking dirt. And I don't think I actually showed that. So let me pick up some dirt here. Let's see. We'll just take this stack right here. So if I took the, let me put a piece of cobble in the ground here. All right, so if I do this and I put this dirt in my offhand and I go to the excavator, it works the same way as the thing with the cobble and the gravel and the sand did, except it's with the stone excavator. So I can just sit here, sit close enough to hopefully pick it back up and just keep it going. And when it doesn't, just move around and pick it up and rinse and repeat. You don't ever use that resource. It always comes back to you. So you don't need to worry about it. I mean, this is a quick way to create stone and twigs and bone meal. Bone meal we'll need for our sapling thing as well as growing crops and whatnot later. And then when I'm done, I could just, oops, I lost one. Oh no, I lost the wood. Oh no, it was only 9, right? No, it was 10, so I lost one. Oh no. All right, anyway. We can always use some leaves, which I haven't done yet. Let's see, just to show you that recipe. Here we go for the leaves, and there we go, piece of dirt. All right, here's our stone. And let's see, do I have any tech bucks on me? I do not. Let me grab some tech bucks by clicking the button and finishing all these quests once that. All right. And then you take your stone, put a tech buck in the middle. Boom, we got the catalog. I'm going to set it down right here, put tech box in it, and you can kind of see the things that we can buy. Now, I actually am going to grab some more tech bucks. The very first thing I'm going to buy, and I recommend it you do as well, is this diamond stick. This diamond stick will let you place blocks and in a nice path, placing a group of blocks all at once. And I'm going to use that here in a minute to grow, to build out my platform. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy that, but I just wanted to show it to you. All right, to finish out this chapter, we need to make some gears, wooden gears, which I have bookmarked over here. Let's go ahead and make one. Actually, I need to make two. Well, I only need to make one to do the hopper and a wooden hopper. You'll see it's the planks and that gear I just made. And that's going to complete our chapter. Got the wonderful noise. Got it going. Look at our chapter, collect our bucks, and we're finished. All right, so that's dirt. Now, hot stone, it's going to take us down a path where we're going to get cloches. Cloches are going to let us grow crops and trees and a variety of things. Water collection, which is going to get us into strainers, which is going to get us into glass breaking, which is going to allow us to make glass. Oh yeah, look at this. If I take a piece of sand and I go to my trusty chest here, I cannot cook this sand. It cannot go in here. It will not cook. So yeah, we need to, the blast furnace is absolutely necessary for the things we're doing next. And that'll get us through our next episode. Before I close this out, I want to talk a little bit about my kind of philosophy of what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to build out my platforms in between episodes. I'm going to crunch the numbers, crunch some wood, and I'm going to then, build off of where I am here. And I'm going to, and get some space for the next few chapters, which I know we're going to need as I've, played around with the pack a little bit to be ready for that. My goal is to automate everything. And I mean everything. If it can be automated, I'm going to automate it. That means I'm going to be using lots of hoppers. And even with my furnace arrays, I'll be setting up a cooking array. And my goal is to feed things as soon as I get pipes. I'm going to have pipes going everywhere. And so as I go, I'm trying not to do a lot of rework. I'm trying to do it the first time. Now, having said that, there's going to be learning as I get further and further into the pack. I've only played around with this pack just to get through, kind of the early stage stuff and get an understanding of what things are going to be like. So bear with me as I learn some of that. The other thing is I'm going to spend some time between episodes, probably each episode, resource gathering. There's a lot of requirements. Like this next chapter is going to require us to have a lot of wooden gears. And then we're going to create stone gears, and the stone gears require wooden gears as a component. So it's important for me to stay ahead of that curve to make sure we're ready. And so between episodes, I'll have, as much work as I can. And so between this episode and next, I'm going to build out my platforms, and I'm going to create a backlog of some of the key building ingredients that'll prepare us for the next stage. I'll go ahead and get a lot of stone created. I'm actually going to go ahead and get a lot of smooth stone created, because smooth stone is actually what's needed for many of the recipes. So I'm going to make sure I have a few stacks of that before we begin the next episode. So for now, what I want to say is just thank you so much for joining me. I am grateful if you are here, my fellow geeks. I look forward to working through this pack with you.
Thank you for joining me for Techopolis 3. This is Geekier Gamer signing off.